we're getting inundated with 15 minutes saves you 30% on car insurance. And now Allstate, 7.5 seconds, going to save you 30% on car insurance.
The unfortunate thing is, as you say, a lot of people buy everything today, including insurance products, and don't really know very much about it because they buy it online. They don't know enough to even ask the right questions. They think they're doing the right thing when in fact they're not. And they're all well and good until there's a claim. That's when the rubber meets the road.
And hey, folks, there's that same gap issue on your auto coverage and that umbrella. Here's another example of gap insurance. How many of our listening audience lease a vehicle instead of buying? Or you financed your car, but you financed it for more than 60 months. Or you put less than 20% down when you bought the original car. Or you got hooked on one of those commercials where they said, hey, come on down, we'll pay off your old loan and we'll roll it into the new loan. Or you're one of those people that, bought a car, but you drive more than 15,000 miles a year. Or you have a vehicle that you bought that depreciates like crazy. Hey, you bought yourself a Porsche Cayenne. You paid $100,000 for it, and when you rolled it off the dealer floor, 2 weeks later, that Porsche Cayenne was worth $60,000. Unfortunately, your loan is $80,000. If the car's totaled, you owe the difference between the depreciated value and what your loan amount is. And that is a sticker shock that people are surprised about. Total your new car, there's depreciation involved. You may have bought it yesterday. Today, it might be worth $15,000 less. Who's responsible for the $15,000? You, unless you have gap insurance.
And most people just go absolutely haywire when you say, but Frank, I just drove this off the lot. I mean, the car is 2 weeks old and you're telling me it's depreciated $20,000?
Yeah, and you haven't even had an oil change, right? You haven't brought it in for service. You got less than 2,000 miles on it. Or you're that guy that bought that car and went out there because you drive, 500 miles a week, and you got 4,000 miles on the car, and the last thing that you think is that it's going to depreciate $12,000. Well, hey, the bank wants their money. The insurance policy says you're going to get the fair market value, less depreciation, and unless you bought gap coverage, and gap coverage is stupid cheap, $20 to $30 a thousand. So, for a couple of $100, $300, you could probably buy $15 or $18 or $20,000 worth of gap coverage. So, for the folks out there who are leasing, you get tied into a 4-year lease. You're responsible for that car for 4 years. So, without gap insurance to take care of you in the event of a total loss, that's one of the hardest areas for people to understand. Your dealer will add that gap insurance if you ask for it. Probably $600 if you had a 60-month loan. If you're going to add interest and all that tax on top, by the time you're done with a 6-year loan, you probably paid $750. You can buy that same gap coverage from Allstate or Geico or Liberty Mutual for about $180. So don't get laid away at your car dealership for $600 or $800 when a call to your trusty agent or broker letting them know you're out there buying a car and you want some gap coverage to kick right in, save $400 to $600 over the life of the loan by getting it through your carrier.